In their last meeting, it was the battle of the big men. Northwestern's Evan Eschmeyer paced the Wildcats with his first ever triple-double, while Indiana's Luke Recker banged his way to a season-high tying 28 points. The action was fast and furious in what amounted to an anything you can do, I can do better battle to the finish. Sophomore forward Luke Recker and the Indiana Hoosiers beat Northwestern to the punch, leaving the Wildcats looking for redemption. Welcome to jam-packed Welsh Ryan Arena in Evanston. Today, the 15th ranked Indiana Hoosiers meet the surging Northwestern Wildcats. And folks, what a log jam in the Big Ten. 5 teams within 1 game of each other in the middle of the pack, headed by 5th place Northwestern. You see Indiana now in 7th place. Hi, everybody. Along with Coach Steve Yoder, I'm Tom Hamilton. There's electricity in the air this afternoon at Welsh Ryan. And, well, there should be. And when you speak of electricity, 2 guys that light it up in a hurry for Indiana, A.J. Guyton and Luke Recker.
Oh, no question. They're 2 terrific perimeter players. You can see what they've done in their last few games. They need to be productive in here today for Indiana to get a win.
Well, with Northwestern, you know what you're getting from Evan Eschmeyer. Mark it down, 20 points, 10 rebounds. But Kevin O'Neal's concern is, what does he get from his perimeter?
Well, right. These guys have to come through today. They only got 2 baskets in their last game up in Wisconsin, and they got beat. They can't play that way today. They've got to help Eschmeyer.
Well, Northwestern really thinks they can win this game, but they have thought that since 1988, as Indiana has won the last 20 meetings. Now to the Big Ten studios, and here's Mike Gleason. Very much, Mike, and a jam-packed Welsh Ryan Arena here in Evanston, as it's maybe the biggest game in a decade for the Northwestern Wildcats against the Indiana Hoosiers as we check out the Value City starting lineups. First off, Indiana, they lost against Purdue, so that means changes. Dane Fife will start at the point in place of Michael Lewis. The Northwestern Wildcats, they have a great defense, literally, and the man they're pushing for Defensive Player of the Year in the Big Ten, Julian Bonner.
Yeah, let's look at the Dodge keys to victory right now, Tommy. See what Indiana's going to have to do. Inside defense on Eschmeyer is going to be required today, and there's going to have to be some consistent perimeter play by Indiana. For Northwestern, get back on defense and transition because Indiana's going to bring it at you. And also, they've got to knock down some threes today to help Eschmeyer as he scores inside.
738 career wins for Bob Knight, his 29th year at Indiana, never a losing season in Bloomington. And Kevin O'Neal, one of the quickest turnarounds ever in just his 2nd year in Evanston. And we are underway in front of well over 8,000 that are literally shoehorned into Welsh Ryan Arena.
Well, they are that, and all around the Big Ten, people have an interest in this game.
Bonner with a miss, Eschmeyer with a rebound.
Leading rebounder in the league, Evan Eschmeyer gets one right out of the chute.
LaFleur for 3. And rebound, Eschmeyer, who gets 11 boards a game. He leads the Big Ten in offensive and defensive rebounds.
Well, he's really got a nose for the ball. He's an active player.
Great defense by Dane Fife, and the Hoosiers bring it the other way. No score, just underway. The runner by Guyton puts the Hoosiers on top.
And that's just exactly what Northwestern has to do, is get back and stop that transition game of Indiana, because they'll take it right to the basket.
Both ball clubs primarily man defenses. Eschmeyer double team, kick out Newman. Those are the shots you have to hit.
Exactly. They double teamed from the guard spot opposite and left Newman open, and Eschmeyer found him.
Newman did not make 1 shot Wednesday night in Madison. He's quickly out of that skid. Northwestern with a 1-point advantage. Northwestern, the toughest team in the country to shoot against, but look at the drive by Luke Recker.
Well, O'Neal won't like that because Kevin he wants people to help on defense. He doesn't want just one guy guarding the ball. He wants all of his guys involved.
Starting out on Eschmeyer here in the early going is Larry Richardson. He gives up a good 3 to 4 inches to Eschmeyer, who now is double teamed by Richardson and Recker.
But you know what he's doing? He's getting a good body on him inside. Look at him in there. He's holding him right now.
And he got called for the foul. Jody Silvestri with a call. He's joined in the striped shirts today by J.D. Collins and Artie McDonald.
Well, he did a nice job, but he's got to move his feet. You're going to see him catch him here. Now he's just going to hold right there. You got to get that hand off from around him. You're going to get called for that every time. It's too obvious.
Eschmeyer, as Bob Knight quickly into it with Artie McDonald. Eschmeyer, in a game against Michigan this year, fouled out 2 players and had a 3rd person with 4 fouls. So you just don't handle Eschmeyer one-on-one.
No, you don't. And of course, Bob's just trying to let the referees know how he feels at this point early in the game.
Well, we expect a real hard-nosed defensive game here. Even though Indiana has struggled defensively, they know they've got to turn it up defensively to beat Northwestern.
That's right. I mean, if they want to solidify their chances in this league, there's another one.
Richardson with his 2nd hold. Jody Silvestri didn't make that call. It was Artie McDonald who had just gotten an earful from Bob Knight.
Well, and those are good calls because there's just too much physical activity here. See the arms being swung around. You just can't allow that to happen. Move your feet, keep good position, take your chances.
Northwestern with the ball, down 4-3. We've played nearly 2 minutes. Lepore, the freshman, on the drive. His first start in Big Ten play and just couldn't finish it.
Terrific move. You're right. He just didn't get it down.
Indiana with the ball at a 4-3 lead. This is Record. Lepore got a hand on it, picked up by Turner. Turner finds Richardson. Richardson the miss. Look at Lepore scrapped for the rebound.
Boy, Northwestern's tough on the boards on both ends. They're just active.
Eschmeyer spinning. Fouled by Richardson. No, traveling call.
Well, that gives Coach O'Neill a chance to get on the officials a little bit. But he did. He took off. Before he put the ball down, he picked up the pivot foot and just didn't get it down.
Folks, this ball game is worth the price of admission just watching the 2 coaches.
It's going to be that way, too, especially this first half.
Turner got hung up, turned it over, Newman the other way. Northwestern down a point. We played almost 3 minutes. Hardy, a freshman. 3 freshmen, 2 seniors start for Northwestern. Nice look, Eschmeyer to Hardy. But Indiana recovers defensively.
Boy, that was good help defense by Fife there.
Eschmeyer doubled up, running hook.
Terrific move. He got that left shoulder into the lane again, Tom, and he knows exactly where he is. That was a great finish by Eschmeyer.
Eschmeyer's the only player in Division I ball averaging a double-double. 20 points, 10 rebounds, and the putback by A.J. Guyton.
Yeah, good recovery by Guyton there. He got his own shot back and got it down.
Indiana with a 1-point edge. Eschmeyer doubled up, spinning to his left.
Yeah. Now he showed you he can go to his left. He showed you he can go to his right. Now how are you going to defend him? You got to try to keep the ball out of his hands.
Indiana with the ball down a point, and so far this one living up to the advanced billing. Guyton recovers. Indiana, a prolific offensive club. They're second only to Ohio State, scoring 76 points a game. Richardson by Eschmeyer.
Boy, that's a nice drive by Richardson. He doesn't do that very often, but I see that Northwestern pushes the players to the baseline, and they're not getting any help.
Hardy almost stripped of it. Recker goes flying. Northwestern struggles offensively. They are 10th in the Big Ten at 62 points a game.
Well, that's good defense by Indiana.
Eschmeyer, the left hand.
Until it goes into him. Now he shows he's got a left hand. They recovered so well on the perimeter to each open player, but then couldn't stop the ball going inside.
6 for Eschmeyer. This is Turner. Eschmeyer with another rebound. Here come the Wildcats up 1. Eschmeyer at the high post. You don't see that often.
No, not too often. He will go up there and set a pick occasionally.
Hardy open. Hardy connects.
Boy, they've got some great freshmen, terrific young freshmen in this Northwestern program.
Kevin O'Neill worried about the freshmen defensively because he said freshmen struggle against a motion offense, which Indiana runs. On the drive, Richardson got to the baseline, and a blocking foul will be called on David Newman.
Well, that time Newman got there, but he didn't get there in time. They're driving you to the baseline. That's part of their defense. They want to push you to the baseline. Here he comes, see him forcing him baseline. Now the guy's got to get there quicker. He just didn't get there soon enough.
And at the line, a 62% free throw shooter, Larry Richardson. He is a 6'8" junior out of Orange Park, Florida. Northwestern on top, 11-9. 14:42 left in the first half. And so many times, Coach, the height is so much better than the game.
Oh,
not today.
Not so far today. And there's a lot of energy being spent out here in the first 5 minutes of this ball game.
Richardson cans them both. So Northwestern with a 1-point lead as Evan Eschmeyer again has been a force inside with 6 early points. With the early lead, 11-10. This has been all Indiana down through the years. As you look at what they've done with Bob Knight, only 3 losses to Northwestern. They've won 20 in a row, 26 out of the last 27, and they haven't lost in this building in a decade. Bob Knight, 738 career wins and a Hall of Famer already.
I was coaching high school basketball in 1971 when Knight came to Indiana University.
Wow.
And I've been around the Big Ten now for 16 years. 10 as a coach, 6 as a broadcaster.
A little easier on this side of the arena, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's still pressure in this business, too. You've got that director and that producer back there.
Hardy from the corner. Rebound, Guyton. A.J. Guyton, what a role he's been on. 23 points a game over his last 8 games. One of the most prolific guards in the Big Ten.
Plays with a lot of energy, and he uses those high picks. And he can also drive it to the basket.
Lynn Washington and Kurt Haston. Haston with the ball now in the game for Indiana, and Haston traveling.
I really like Haston. I think he's going to be a great player for Bob Knight before his career is over with.
Kevin O'Neill, he's the guy with a reputation. He'll take a program that can't win and make it a winner. He did it at Marquette. He was doing it at Tennessee, and he's certainly done it here at Northwestern.
Kevin's a builder, and he works extremely hard. Big shot.
NBA range for David Newman. As cold as he was in Madison Wednesday, he's sizzling here in Evanston today. 5 points for the freshman point guard.
Well, he's back home, and that's where you should play well, when you're back home.
Indiana with the ball down 4. We have played 6.5 minutes. This is Haston, the redshirt freshman, and he's a good one.
The guy's going to take it right at him.
Recker for 3. Recker short, rebound Bonner. One player we haven't seen for Indiana yet, Michael Lewis, who has been their point guard and has been playing tremendous basketball, but he got burned on the game winner by Purdue's Gerard Cornell the other night. He didn't start today. Newman made it, but traveled before the shot. Kevin O'Neill has turned Welsh Ryan Arena into a tough place for the opponents to come in and win. Before he came to Northwestern expecting to win.
Right, and that's the first thing you have to do as a coach. You have to turn your home court into a place that's advantageous for you and not the opponent. And you can't let people beat you at home.
And these fans, when Indiana took the floor today, started chanting NIT, and they were talking about Indiana, not Northwestern. Double dribble on Luke Recker.
Their band was really into this well before the game started.
How about, and it's a good thing Bob Knight didn't see this, the Northwestern band came down here before the game started circling the Indiana players, started circling the officials.
Yeah, they almost circled us.
Northwestern up 4. Aaron Molnar in the game now, so they can go high-low with Molnar and Eschmeyer, and a bump by Washington.
Well, I like the aggressive play of Indiana, and they're really but you can't reach. He was doing a great job on a player that's not going to shoot it from 15 feet. Just keep pressure on him. Don't reach.
Bob Knight's been very disappointed in his club's defense this year, and never more so than he was Tuesday night when his club lost in double overtime at home against Purdue, when Purdue hit 59% of their shots.
Well, Bob is the toughest defensive coach in the country at one time, and he still has the ability to do that. His players have just not responded, and he knows darn well that you can win some games playing defense, but his players don't understand that yet. Kevin O'Neill's kids do. I mean, they'll come out and really get after you.
The reason we've had a stoppage in play, the shot clock is not working, and now Jody Silvestri is talking to Bob Knight and Kevin O'Neill at the timekeepers area. There you see O'Neill, Knight, and Silvestri. Well, this Big Ten basketball game is brought to you by Value City Department Stores and Value City Furniture Stores. Get the home team advantage.
Well, one thing they don't need here right now is the shot clock problem, because both teams are into the flow of this game, and this sometimes can change momentum.
Northwestern with the ball and a 4-point lead. 14-10 Wildcats. 12:37 left in the first half. Lepore looking inside. Eschmeyer the kick out to Danny Alouche. Alouche had a season-high 11 at Madison Wednesday night. Misses there. Haston the rebound. Kirk Haston is really coming into his own for the Hoosiers. This is Dane Fife, their outstanding freshman out of Michigan. Mr. Basketball last season in Michigan. Haston bangs the baseline jumper.
Boy, he can shoot it facing up. He can shoot with his back to the basket. He gets a little stronger. He's going to be a handful for everybody in this league.
He had 18 points and 9 rebounds against Purdue on Tuesday. He didn't start today because Bob Knight didn't want him into early foul difficulty playing against Eschmeyer.
Well, and I think that was smart. Boy, Newman's wired up, Tom.
9 already for David Newman on 3 threes.
See, I don't think you can double off the three-point shooters. You got to stay with the three-point shooters.
There's a timeout at Welsh Ryan Arena. It's Northwestern with its biggest lead by 5 at 17. Western up 17-12. David Newman with 3 3-pointers. Steve, how important is it for Northwestern to hit their outside shots?
Well, it's big because Eschmeyer, you know, if they can hit outside, Eschmeyer's going to get more opportunities inside.
Rebound, Tavares Hardy.
You know, opportunities where he's not double team and triple team.
Now, so far, he's been double and triple team, and the open man has hit the shot for the Wildcats.
That's what they have to do.
Hardy. And everybody is scoring right now for Northwestern.
Well, and he was just too wide open. They may not be guarding Hardy right now. Going to make him shoot the ball.
Hardy with 4 today. That's half his per-game average. 19-12 Northwestern. Recker the lean-in. Rebound, Lepore.
I'm just amazed by Northwestern's ability to defend or rebound as well as they do, because they block out and just do a terrific job. And once again, that's coaching and players buying into it.
Lepore almost stripped. 15 on the shot clock. Bonner against Recker. Hardy open again. Hardy shooting, scoring again.
Well, I don't know who's guarding him, but he better start defending better than that, because the confidence level is rising for these young guys.
Northwestern dominating on the scoreboard, dominating on the boards, and now another turnover on Indiana.
Yeah, which gives the crowd a chance to get into the game.
Kevin O'Neal's Wildcats with the ball leading by 9. 7 unanswered points, and have the basketball nearing the midpoint of the first half from Evanston. Hardy inside Eschmeyer, taken away by Fife. Good double team that time. Fife stripping Eschmeyer.
Yeah, Hardy didn't realize how wide open he was.
This is Guyton. Guyton with a 3-pointer from way outside.
And that's one of those patented shots by A.J. I mean, that's probably out there 25 feet, but he just drilled it.
Guyton with 7, first triple for Indiana. 21-15 Northwestern. Danny Alouche with the ball. As you look at the 3-point shooting. And another one for the Wildcats.
See, it's just a totally different game now than it was last game that Northwestern played, because they're hitting the perimeter shots.
They may force Indiana into a different defensive alignment.
Well, you got to get out and guard these guys and make them put the ball on the floor.
24-15 Northwestern. Guyton for 3. Look at that!
Well, see, and A.J., he's a streak guy, so if he gets in one of those streaks, and Kevin O'Neal's on his guys right now, get out and guard him. Make him put it down on the floor. Make him create off the dribble rather than giving him the shot.
Guyton with 10 already. Eschmeyer, what a look to Hardy. What a block by Guyton!
A great pass and a terrific block.
Indiana with the basketball nearing the 9-minute mark. Hoosiers down 6.
Boy, Indiana does a nice job of screening and re-screening. And Guyton almost got a re-screen there, which would have got him wide open.
15 on the shot clock.
Bonner's got to get out on him, Tom, and stay on him and make him put it down.
Tough shot, foul by Bonner. Northwestern feels Bonner has to be a candidate for Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, and you don't get a much tougher assignment than guarding A.J. Guyton.
No, and he did foul him on the elbow. Here you're going to see Esmeyer. Here's the double team coming. Now you're going to see him make a great pass here. He's just so aware. Look at this. And then he needed to go under the basket here and come back up so he wouldn't get blocked. But that last play here, sending Guyton to the line, Bonner did a great job. But then when Guyton went up for the shot, he got him on the elbow, which is a nice defensive thing to try to do. But if the official's watching you, you're going to get caught on it. Nobody that ever gets their elbow tipped is going to make a shot, believe me.
A.J. Guyton at the line. He's a junior. Only he and Isaiah Thomas have had 400 points, 100 rebounds, and 100 assists in 2 straight seasons at IU. We're greeting you today from Welsh Ryan Arena in Evanston with Steve Yoder. I'm Tom Hamilton. Huge Big Ten affair, and right now Northwestern leading 24-18. The Wildcats have led by as many as 9. And Aaron Molnar off the bench with a 15-footer.
You see, they're not guarding him. So they're taking a chance trying to figure out who they can't guard so they can get help on Esmeyer. And the guys that aren't being guarded are knocking down shots.
Now Esmeyer out on Guyton. Talk about a mismatch. Guyton shake and bake, trying to shake free.
Can't shake that big guy. Too quick of feet, right?
Yeah. He's doing a pretty good job.
This great defensive possession here.
10 on the shot clock. Guyton in trouble. Guyton in and out, back in.
Boy, AJ, he's just taking over now offensively. He's just in a nice rhythm of play, and he's finishing.
Guyton with a dozen. And the Indiana Hoosiers will get the ball back. A.J. Guyton's 12 points has brought the Indiana Hoosiers back to within striking distance, down 6. 26-20 lead. This is a game that's had some terrific three-point shooting to this point, and for him that is nothing new. A.J. Guyton with 2 more threes today, and they're in pretty good, aren't they? Recker and Guyton closing in on the all-time best at Indiana.
Well, they really are. All those kids were great perimeter guys. I'll tell you what, Indiana's hanging around here. You'd think the way this game's being played, and as well as Northwestern is playing, that the score might be different than 26-20, but Indiana's hanging right in here.
By the way, the foul that was called on Esmeyer was his first.
Boy, that open possession right here. Hastings was wide open on his first cut, never got the ball.
This is Guyton.
Nice guy.
Oh, he's just so quick.
Yeah, he beats you on that first step, gets by you, gets the right shoulder by, and then he's got such a nice soft shot in the lane, which is a very difficult shot to make.
Well, Guyton has 14 of Indiana's 22 points. Northwestern up 4, double team. Esmeyer fouled on the way up. Recker thought he had all ball. Instead, Luke Recker has picked up his first personal. 2 free throws coming up for Esmeyer.
Well, he's just so doggone strong, and he's going to catch you. You're going to have to go through him, and you need to. He steps through, and then you can see that Luke got him just over his right shoulder, over Esmeyer's right shoulder, and got the foul. But give Esmeyer a lot of credit. He feels the double team, and he turns into it. He's strong with the ball. A lot of big guys, Tom, that get the ball knocked right out of their hands, or they wouldn't catch it to begin with in that kind of traffic. So the kid has really developed into a fine player, and you know, to his credit, and also to Coach O'Neill and their staff's credit.
Esmeyer with 8 points today. He certainly is a candidate for Player of the Year in the Big Ten and throughout the country.
Yeah, no question, he is.
Indiana with the ball down 6, nearing the 7-minute mark. Guyton saved what could have been an errant pass. Is now a trap by the Wildcats.
Well, that's one thing they wanted to do, was keep pressure on him when he had the ball, run 2 people at him.
Recker lean in off the glass, won't go. Esmeyer is 4th rebound.
1 shot, that's all Indiana's getting. They're not getting a second and third look.
Kevin O'Neill said yesterday the thing that is different about Indiana this year is that they'll take the shot on maybe the first pass, when in years by Indiana would do a lot of passing before they'd shoot. Not this season.
Oh, my. I'll tell you what, Newman, that's 4 for 4, I believe, for him.
All on triples.
And that's Esmeyer finding him. You can't, I just say, of course, what am I? I'm an announcer now. But if I was coaching, I wouldn't let those guys leave a three-point shooter.
This is Fife, the freshman out of Michigan. He bags a three-pointer, and Indiana cuts the deficit to 6. Fife has been a disappointment offensively. He's playing today because of his defense. That's why Michael Lewis is on the bench. Fife almost with an interception there. Doubled up his Eschmeyer. He finds open Newman. Can he hit again?
Yeah, he can. 5 for 5.
Wow. 15 for Newman, and all 5 field goals have been three-pointers.
There's a steal by Newman.
Eschmeyer running the floor. Very seldom does Northwestern run the fast break.
That's true. They know they've got to go through Eschmeyer to be successful.
And as Kevin O'Neill told his club yesterday, you don't pass to Eschmeyer on every possession, you'll be next to me.
Yeah, no question. Nice pass inside. Big, strong guy. Eschmeyer gets it, and he looks opposite. There's nobody near him. And you cannot run out at a three-point shooter.
He's human, folks. David Newman just missed a 3. Northwestern leads 34 to 25.
Guy's wanting to pick.
He got it. The big man Hastings set a mean one.
Oh, nice job.
Eschmeyer the rebound as Hastings couldn't finish.
Boy, Hastings got some great moves, though, Tom. I got to tell you, the kid really knows how he can play himself. He's got a good feel for playing in the post area.
Northwestern down low to Evan Eschmeyer. Look at the move. Didn't get it to fall, though. Hastings the rebound.
Well, he beat Hastings with no trouble. He just didn't get it up in the square that time, soft enough to get it down.
Eschmeyer with his first miss today. Recker fouled by Lepore. He'll shoot a pair of free throws. First foul on Steve Lepore.
Well, I think it's important that Indiana gets to the free throw line. So Recker posting up and them taking the ball to him. Here's nice post position, and then he's going to force the shot up right here. And gets fouled. He's going to the line. I think it's important that Indiana gets to the free throw line.
Well, when they win, Indiana shoots 24 free throws a game. In their 8 losses, they've averaged only 14 free throws. Record, a 69% free throw shooter, has his 3rd point.
They're not a great free throw shooting team either. On the whole,
which is surprising.
Yeah, it really is, because they're a little under 70%. I think if you're going to be a good free throw shooting team, you got to be able to shoot 75%. You got to make 3 out of 4.
Indiana 67% on the year from the charity stripe, but Recker hit them both. And in years past, free throw shooting has always been a dominant strength for the Hoosiers.
Well, you're right.
Northwestern leads by 7. 4.5 minutes left in the first half from Evanston. Bonner driving. Pass deflected. And Molnar pulls it down.
Good defense this time by Indiana. They've got the pressure on themselves right now. They're pressuring Northwestern just like Northwestern's been pressuring them.
And Bonner inside was bumped. That'll be the 6th. Make that 15 foul on Indiana.
See, and I know that's when you don't want to make a foul. The shot clock was down to 7, and you make a foul. All that work that you've just done has gone for nothing on defense.
Bob Knight in a pensive mood right there. Rob Turner picking up his first personal. Alouche for 2. No. Fife with a rebound.
And the Hoosiers run it right down the floor. Northwestern's pretty good at getting back on defense.
Hastings passed it up. Guyton won't. Rebound Alouche. Alouche spent 3 years in the Israeli army. So Danny Alouche, 24 years old. Evan Eschmeyer, 24. So there's some age on this Northwestern club as Molnar through the elbow, and he is called for the foul. So with 3:44 left here in the first half, Northwestern by 7. Indiana will have the ball when we come back. At the outset, Coach, you said the Wildcats to win had to get some help for Eschmeyer from their perimeter players.
Well, no question. Newman's had a great game today so far, but this is going to have to continue. You're going to see the numbers come up here soon. There you are. That's what they did. 2 for 21. That really said 2 for 17, but they were 2 for 21. And now what they are today, 6 for 8. So it's terrific.
What a turnaround. And Newman has 5 3-pointers. Indiana with the ball, down 7. Turner.
Nice move.
Can't get it to fall, though. Eschmeyer the rebound.
Rob Turner's impressive too, because he can play inside, outside. He made a nice move there, just didn't finish it.
Boy, for Indiana, it's one shot and out.
Yeah, they're not getting any second and third looks at all. Northwestern's defensive rebounding is terrific.
Eschmeyer doubled up. Somebody's open. Lepore will try. And a miss. Good block out by Haston.
Those are still too good a shots, though, for a guy to get. Lepore can hit that shot. They're getting awful good looks.
Haston, nice jump to Turner. Reverse won't go, but he drew the foul on Tavares Hardy, and 2 free throws coming up. Bob Knight not pleased with his offensive rebounding. They've had 1 so far, and his offense really held in check.
Well, I think it's important for them to score at the free throw line, and just to get through the first half. It's been a lot of pressure here in the first half, and regrouped in the second half because they're hanging right in there.
You know, Evan Eschmeyer had a triple-double the last time in Assembly Hall. He could do it again today. He has 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists.
Well, he's a great passer for a big man, and he's very active. He uses a lot of energy on the offensive and defensive boards. He's got a knack for being where the ball is. Certainly not a great jumper. He's not a great athlete. He just has a knack for being where the basketball is.
Rob Turner cuts the deficit to 5 under 3 minutes to play in Evanston. Entry pass. Eschmeyer finds Lepore. He'll try again.
See, it's too good a shot. It's just way too good a shot. And Indiana's not rotating to the shooter. And I don't think it'd make any difference. I just don't think you can leave the good 3-point shooters.
8-point Northwestern lead. Haston looking low, kick out to Recker. His attempt, good, and a foul as well. Wow.
And that's not a good defensive play. And Kevin O'Neal's not real happy at this point. Walks clear down to the end of his bench. But Steve Lepore knows that you can't make this foul, but he comes running out at him, and Recker goes up, and then he tips it, just tips the wrist. Pretty good look at it there. Just got him on the hand after he released the shot.
Kevin O'Neal preaches defense, defense, and more defense, and when you don't defend, you get an earful. Lepore is out, and Recker makes it. Recker with 8 points. And all of a sudden, it's a 4-point game. Look at the field goal shooting in this game, which is really surprising that Indiana is shooting that well against the best defense in the country at guarding the shot. Eschmeyer a reach-in foul.
Boy,
and he'll shoot the 1-and-1.
Just terrific handling of the ball by Eschmeyer. Not to lose it down there. He almost lost it once. He gets it back, and then Fife comes over and fouls him.
Correction, that's the 6th team foul on Indiana. So the next one puts Northwestern at the line. 2 minutes to go. Northwestern up 4.
Good shooter.
Eschmeyer doubled up, muscles up. He'll foul it. Didn't get it. Thought he was fouled. He was that time.
Well, he's a handful. There's no answer for him when he can get the ball. There's just no answer down there. They don't have anybody big enough right now to contend with him, to get physical with him. I thought early Richardson was doing the right thing, but he got in foul trouble.
Haston picks up his first as you look at the Dukies continuing to roll and other scores elsewhere. Auburn, quite a story this year as well. Evan Eschmeyer is used to a lot of contact in practice sessions. The coaches will take a football handheld dummy, and they will pound on Eschmeyer as he shoots the ball around the hoop. And if you can make it with somebody smoking you with one of those handheld dummies, you can do anything in a ballgame.
Yeah, and they don't take it easy on him either. And that's a ploy that a lot of coaches do with good inside players that are physical so that they can take a pounding, because coaches know if I got a good guy inside, he's going to take a pounding, and he's got to get used to it. Eschmeyer has.
Eschmeyer, 10 points, 8 rebounds this afternoon. Northwestern up 6. Haston had it taken away. Newman and Bonner had the quick hands that time. 6th Indiana turnover.
6 turnover, but they're still only down 6.
Eschmeyer got fouled again. Nope, I beg your pardon. Traveling call.
Well, I think he did. I would agree with the official's call there. I think he did. Just got in a hurry. And Evans not arguing with him.
But Kevin O'Neill is.
Well, KO's going to give him a piece of his mind, but that's his job.
Kevin O'Neill is livid. 6 turnovers on each club now.
Oh, nice screen.
And Guyton doesn't get it, but Haston with a tip, it won't go. Yanked down by Tavares Hardy. Northwestern's ball, a minute to go. Wildcats lead 39-33. They'll take a 20-second timeout.
Probably a smart call there. It's probably a smart timeout.
Don't forget at halftime, our National Car Rental halftime report. Mike Gleason will give you all the highlights on a Purdue come-from-behind victory. Looked there for a while like Illinois was going to pull off the upset, but Purdue rebounded in the second half. Mike will have all the highlights in the National Car Rental halftime report. You know, every Saturday we say this, and I'm sure people say we're just trying to
fill time,
that it's a big game.
Of course
every game has been big this year in the Big Ten, the best conference in the country, with 8 teams having a legitimate claim at the NCAA tournament. You saw the standings at the outset. With the exception of Michigan State's 1 loss, everybody else is just all bunched together.
Well, Tom, you'll never convince coaches or players that every game isn't a big game. It really is. And the fans as well. Whoever's pulling for whatever team, they know it's big.
Aloots with a miss. Looked like Indiana was in a zone that time.
If they were, that would be a little bit of a surprise.
This is Dane Fife. Recker's open. Recker fouled by Aloosh, and he'll go to the line.
Once again, that's not smart. And Kevin's pointing to his head, don't foul jump shooters.
Nope.
You've heard me say that before. It's a tough enough shot. Don't be fouling who's trying to shoot a jump shot.
First foul on Aloosh as you look at Kevin O'Neill. He was the right-hand man for Lute Olson when Arizona went to the Final Four with Steve Kerr and Sean Elliott. And now he's become a dynamic head coach in his own right.
He's done a really good job wherever he's been. And he came in here at the right time, got some good young freshmen, and he's got the big kid in the 6th year, and he's done a great job with Eschmeyer.
Luke Recker, 5 for 5 at the line with 10 points. Fife out, Jimin is in.
You know, he's been the kind of coach that Eschmeyer needed. Somebody that challenged him every second. Not every minute, every second.
Northwestern with the ball. Leading by 4. Still belongs to the Wildcats. Shot clock is off. 22 seconds left here in the first half. And needless to say, Northwestern wants the last shot without Indiana getting another crack at it.
Well, no doubt about that. But you still got to run your offense because you need to go through your big guy. You can't forget using him.
8 seconds left in the half. Eschmeyer hasn't touched it yet. He will soon, I would think. And a strip by Turner. Hardy to beat. Turner, what a spin, but he doesn't get it to fall. And that's the way the first half ends here at Welsh Ryan Arena. David Newman with a phenomenal first half, nailing 5 3-pointers to give Northwestern the 39-35 lead. So we have had a dandy 20 minutes from Evanston, 20 more to go. But first, to the Big Ten studios and Mike Gleason.
All right,
5, Northwestern on top. Indiana will go in the second half with Dane Fife, A.J. Guyton, Luke Recker, Kirk Haston, and Larry Richardson. Michael Lewis still has not played in this game. Northwestern, Julian Bonner, Tavares Hardy, Steve Lepore, Evan Eschmeyer, David Newman. And the shot on the baseline falls for Larry Richardson.
Yeah, nice job. Nice way to come out and open up the second half for Indiana.
Indiana's biggest lead today, 1. Twice they've had a 1-point lead. Northwestern has led by as many as 9.
You can see the stats.
Hardy from the baseline. Missing. Eschmeyer had it. Corrals it. See the kick out.
Yeah, and that's a shot, Tom. They would have hit the first half. He's got it again. He passes it up. It's got to go inside, though. It's got to go inside. It hadn't gone in there yet.
This is Newman. He misses. He was 5 of 6 from 3-point land in the first half.
Right, and I think it's going to be real difficult for Northwestern to continue to shoot the ball as well as they've shot.
And Guyton continues to stay hot.
He's really tough going down that lane. One of the few guys that can make that shot. That's really a tough shot. Taking down the lane 10 foot teardrop type shot.
16 for Guyton, tied. Are we at 39? Hardy will try again.
There it is. Because he's wide open, that's a nice job by Newman. When they reversed the ball to Newman, he found his buddy down in the corner, and Hardy knocked it down.
Hardy has 8 points. Haston at the high post, and a bump on Eschmeyer, his second.
Yeah, he bumped him from behind.
Let's check out those first half stats. They're brought to you by Buick.
Well, the field goal percentage very high for both teams. I doubt that they can continue to shoot the ball that way, especially Northwestern. And of course, the three-point shooting for both teams was excellent.
Indiana, big advantage at the free throw line.
Yeah, that kept them in there. I think that's one of the reasons they stayed close in that first half. Nice move.
Spinning and scoring, and we are tied at 41.
Well, he got himself posted up right in the lane. They got him the ball. I've said it before, but I really like that kid. I think he's going to be a terrific player for IU.
For 3, this is Lepore. Eschmeyer had it, lost it on the ground. We may have a tie-up. We do. Possession arrow favors Northwestern.
Good job by all jumping in there right away and getting them tied up.
In that first half, the top scores, David Newman had a sensational first half to lead everyone, and as always, Guyton and Recker heading the way for Indiana.
See Lepore and Hardy helping Northwestern too. So they've got some help from some people they didn't get help from in the last ball game, which is helping them. But I'll tell you what, Indiana's not going to go away in this game, and Northwestern's going to have to keep their defense fine-tuned the second half.
Eschmeyer, this half, has now gone into a double-double for the 13th time this season. 10 points, 10 rebounds. Hardy on the baseline.
He's a little bit confused about whether to take the shot or not.
And he got bumped out front by Haston, and that does not please Bob Knight.
No, it's not a smart play. And Bob knows it. You know, he's telling him to stay back in there, stay back in there. You don't need to come out and commit a foul 40 feet from the basket.
Well, Northwestern has made this a difficult place to play, and they had the lead again at halftime here today. And we are tied now at 41. Newman on the drive, and Northwestern turns it over. Indiana with a chance to take the lead. Guyton got hung up in the air. Offensive foul on A.J. Guyton, who was out of control, picking up his first.
Well, you called it, Tom. He was out of control on that, and he just takes it down the lane. He loves taking the ball down the lane, and I like guards that do this, but you can see he's up in the air with a lot of control. He just throws it up, but he just fired.
Kevin O'Neill's club is a good front runner. They have led at halftime in every game at home this year, and their record is 11-3. And today they're trying to make it 12-3. They led at half today by 4. Right now we're tied at 41, 3 minutes into the second half. Molnar now in the game for Northwestern.
There's a lot of standing going on by Northwestern right now, which wasn't true in the first half.
Bonner penetrates, blocked by Richardson. Haston down with it, stripped by Eschmeyer, who called a timeout.
Yep, got a 20-second timeout. Great play by Eschmeyer.
Well, he has his degree, and you get a degree at Northwestern, you've got to be a pretty bright kid, and he showed you the smarts right there.
He's already got 1 degree, and he's working on another. Here you see him inside as Richardson gets part of it. He stays right there with it. Now he's calling the timeout, and he got it. Boy, this is really getting after it for a big guy. Most big guys at 6'10" and that size won't get down on the floor.
He's really become a leader, too, Steve. He's very vocal in practice during the games, and look at, he's even coaching Kevin O'Neill.
Well, and Kevin encourages him to help his teammates. He's talking to him right now. We saw it in practice yesterday, and the other players listen and respect him.
The senior out of New Knoxville, Ohio. People said he couldn't play in the Big Ten. How wrong they were. Game tied at 41.
Just everybody's standing. You're not getting much movement right now. I think you've got to move against Indiana.
There's a screen for Newman.
Nice shot.
He got another one to fall.
He sure didn't need much room. He got the pick, and all he needed was about 1.5 feet past the screen. He pulled up, knocked it down.
18 for Newman, all on 16, or all on three-pointers, excuse me. Nearing a career best of 22. Rebound, Molnar. Haston with a hand in there. Look at Molnar shed everybody. And Bob Knight is hot.
Well, I think they should have called a jump ball there, didn't. That's what Bob thinks anyway.
Bonner, he doesn't shoot much from the outside. He drives. He doesn't get it to fall. Haston lost it. Molnar picks it up for the Wildcats.
Well, and they want him to slow it down now. Northwestern wants, Kevin wants him to slow it down. I thought Bonner shot a quick shot there, which is really unusual for him.
Yep. Usually, nothing goes offensively until it's gone through the hands of Eschmeyer. The Wildcats turn it over. Kevin O'Neill does not want his club to shoot the ball until Eschmeyer's at least touched it one time. So Indiana will have the ball when we come back. Northwestern on top by 3 as Newman stays red hot. Right. A little upset. Today's Big Ten game brought to you by GTE, the official telecommunications consultant to the NCAA and a Big Ten corporate partner. Bob Knight has taken his team to 22 NCAA tournaments. Northwestern has never gone to the big dance. And Guyton missing, Lepore the rebound.
Well, they had the right guy shoot, but he just didn't knock it down that time.
Wildcats lead by 3. We've played nearly 5 minutes in the second half. First sellout of the season at Welsh Ryan Arena. Over 8,000 jammed in, and they have been juiced from the get-go. Lepore with another triple.
Well, they got to get out and get on these guys and go back to man-to-man. I don't know whether they're playing a matchup zone or what they're doing here right now. Indiana, they may be playing a zone. Northwestern is just moving the ball and standing.
And Recker counters with a two-pointer.
That's big for Indiana to come right back and go right at Northwestern in the lane.
Recker with a dozen, Northwestern up 4. Newman with the fake on the drive. The kick out to Lepore for 3. Short, Lepore follows it. Hard to believe this is the same Northwestern club that couldn't throw one into the ocean on Wednesday night in Madison.
Well, sometimes it's that way on the road. You don't win on the road very often shooting perimeter shots. You've got to take it to the basket.
And also some of that is due to Wisconsin's defense.
Well, that's true too.
Look at the ball movement. Hardy missing badly. Guyton with a rebound.
They're getting ball movement, Tom, but they're not getting body movement. And I think they'll be better off if they can get some cutters, get some guys moving through the lane.
Recker the miss. Everybody blocks out. Bonner yanks it down. You don't see Indiana getting many second shot opportunities this afternoon.
No, they sure don't. They're not recognizing when their teammates are shooting it and just going after it. It's just nothing more than recognition and reacting to where it's coming.
Eschmeyer doubled up. Eschmeyer has not been able to get many looks here in the second half. He sets the screen for Lepore. Bonner into the corner. Hardy's been open a lot.
Yeah, he's been open on the baseline, and that's not a shot you can give him. He hesitated taking it a couple times, but he must take that shot when it's there.
And Tavares Hardy on an offensive foul on Indiana.
Oh, that was a terrific screen. And Bonner just got knocked down on this. I mean, it was as solid a screen as you could see set, and he stepped out on it. Is why the foul was called.
Kevin O'Neill's club trying to stop a 20-game losing streak to Indiana, leading now by 6 with 12:50 to play.
Indiana's just matching up here with people because there's no cutters. I mean, you got to think they're in a man because they're staying with the dribbler.
This is Sean Wink. We haven't seen him all afternoon. Lepore made the start in place of Wink today. In the corner, Wink for 3. He got another one.
Well, he was the best three-point shooter in the league last year. He's been struggling this year, but he's right out of the chute this afternoon.
10th three-pointer today for Northwestern. Blocked by Eschmeyer. Here comes Newman. Look at the hustle.
Huge block there. Great defensive play. And that wakes up the crowd. Every time you do something big on defense, like a block, The crowd comes to their feet.
They're all on their feet at Welsh Ryan Arena. They haven't had electricity in this building like this for over 31 years. The last time Northwestern had a winning season in the Big Ten, Lyndon Johnson was president. And right now, a win today would give Northwestern a 7-5 mark. Kevin O'Neill just leaped 10 feet off the ground when Newman missed.
Newman must have felt that one.
Indiana's been outscored over the last 6 minutes, 11-2. Haston the miss. And Eschmeyer trying to go through the screen, just got tabbed for his 3rd personal foul. But it's the Wildcats on top by 9. Everybody getting in the act, including reserve guard Sean Wink. Northwestern back up by 9, equaling their biggest lead as Evan Eschmeyer on the bench now with 3 personal fouls with 11:28 to play. Yet he hasn't scored in the second half because these guys have done the job from the outside.
Well, we felt early, we talked about it early, Tom, this was going to be critical, that these 3 players were going to have to step up today. And so far, with 11 minutes to go in the game, they have.
They made 2 shots total Wednesday night in Madison. And today, they've already nailed 10.
Yeah, that's a big swing. So you have to do those kind of things at home. And if you're going to beat a quality opponent like Indiana, you're going to have to shoot the ball well inside and outside.
Haston against Hardy. And Haston with a big size advantage. Aaron Molnar now playing for the foul play, Evan Eschmeyer. Guyton, kick out Haston from 18. And Haston drills it.
Boy, there was some nice body movement and ball movement that time by Indiana. Good cuts, timed cuts, and Haston made him look good by knocking it down.
6 for Haston. Wink the miss from that corner.
Well, he had a great shot. Newman made a nice penetration move inside and kicked it out to him. He just didn't get it.
Indiana with the ball. They trail by 7. Whistle away from the ball. And it looks like they got Sean Wink. That'll be the 3rd team foul on Northwestern and the 1st on Wink.
Well, Indiana's trying to get to the free throw line. They know that before too long, they want to get down around that 6 or 7 minute mark. They want to be shooting 1-and-1s.
David Newman, a well-deserved blow. Julian Bonner back in for the Wildcats. Bonner now against Guyton. Guyton with 16 points. He's had a quiet second half. Recker sheds. Wink missed the bunny. And Molnar with a rebound.
Well, Recker's got to take his time. He's wide open and just throws it up there. He's got to shoot the ball rather than just throwing it up and hoping it goes in.
Northwestern up 7. We've played almost halfway through this second half. And Alouche threw it away. Good anticipation. Recker, the drive, the score, and a blocking foul on Alouche.
Well, that was a good job by Recker that time. He focused on the rim, and he took it right at the basket.
14 for Luke Recker.
He didn't just throw it up there. It's a good steal right here. Now he's going to take it all the way. You thought for a minute he might pass it up, but the guy can't get there in time to get position. He takes it right to the hole.
And Recker 5 of 5 at the line. The super sophomore out of Auburn, Indiana. Mr. Basketball, a former All-American coming out of high school in the Hoosier State. He committed to Indiana after his sophomore year in high school.
Well, generally every really good player in Indiana would either like to go to Indiana or Purdue. And so they will commit early if one of those schools is recruiting.
Both teams shooting very well today. Northwestern has actually made more threes than they have twos.
That's an unbelievable statistic.
Indiana still down 4. 9:48 left in this one. Lepore. You can see Indiana now coming out on the shooters much more aggressively. 5 on the shot clock. Hardy. Too strong. Recker the rebound. Eschmeyer back in there playing with 3 personals.
That was a great job by Recker getting on the boards.
Guyton the lean in. Guyton got it to go.
That is the most difficult shot, Tom, for any player to make. Those kind of shots, and A.J. Guyton knocks those down all day long.
And Kevin O'Neill, feeling a swing in momentum, calls a timeout. A 22nd timeout as Northwestern's 9-point lead has dissipated in a hurry.
These are really tough plays to make. I mean, he's floating. He loves going the baseline and floating. He loves like going down the lane and floating. Those are really tough shots to make.
Bob Knight has terrific perimeter players. They just haven't had enough strength in the post this year.
That's right.
Although Kirk Haston is obviously getting better as the year goes on in this his freshman campaign, and that junior A.J. Guyton electrifying with 18 today. Recker has 15. So they have 33 of Indiana's 50.
Well, when Indiana's been successful, those two guys have played very well together.
Wink passes it up. Now he'll take it and drills it.
Well, he's getting some confidence back because Kevin's letting him play. He didn't start today, but it didn't bother the kid. He came back in playing well.
He had not been playing well. That's why he was not starting. But today he's come off the bench and hit 2 big triples. On the drive, nice reverse. That time by Richardson.
That's a terrific move there. Nice awareness, knowing where you were.
Northwestern up 3. 8:40 left in this one from Welsh Ryan. Double team at Eschmeyer. Lepore passes up the shot.
Indiana's playing a matchup zone. They're not fouling any cutters through the lane. He's got to take that shot.
Hardy driving. Hardy scores!
He's got to take that baseline shot. And he, right then, he saw an opening and he drove it to the basket and converted it and got fouled. And that's, you know, and that's a freshman. See, Kevin likes it.
Well, the freshmen for Northwestern have been outstanding here today.
Well, they sure have. In fact, they've been pretty good all year long,
yes.
Tom.
This is another of the Supermen. Tavares Tardy with 12 points today. And he gives Northwestern a 5-point lead, 8:20 left. Guyton blew right body bottom. And a block inside by Hardy.
Terrific help defense. Tremendous help defense by Hardy.
Kevin O'Neill preaches help defense 2 hours a day in practice.
Yeah, he wants 5 guys guarding the ball. You got to know where your man is, but he wants 5 guys knowing where the ball is. And you must know where the ball is.
Hardy feeling it. Missing it. Haston the rebound.
That's okay. He's got to take that shot, and you're not going to make every shot.
Indiana with the ball down 5, 7:40 left in this one. Hoosiers ranked 15th in the country. But with their hands full today. Richardson, nice fake. But again, good recovery by the Wildcats.
Yeah, defense is solid.
Guyton on the run. And look at the hustle on the floor that time by Guyton.
Great awareness. Great awareness by Guyton.
Recker driving, leaving it for Dean Fife. Blocked by Eschmeyer, but a body foul called, and is it on the big man? If it is, it's his 4th. It is. Number 4 on Evan Eschmeyer.
Boy, that was a nice move by a freshman. He gets the ball, he recovers from a loose pass, takes it up strong, gets fouled, and of course it's critical because it's on Eschmeyer.
Will he stay in there? Shooting 2 is Kirk Haston. And the freshman out of Tennessee makes the first. So Eschmeyer leaves with 7:06 to play. 57-53, Northwestern on top. Haston's played well today off the bench. He has 7 points, make it 8. So with 7:06 to play, Northwestern with the basketball on top 3. Open is Hardy, but now it's interesting to see where the offense goes with Eschmeyer on the bench.
Exactly, and I think you got to, I don't know what, but they need to get some cutters. There's just a lot of standing going on.
This is Hardy. Short. Rebound cleared out of there by Recker. Now the Wildcats 1 and out.
Yeah, big possession here because Northwestern needs a defensive stop.
Haston, great fake. the block, the foul by Hastings.
Let me tell you something about faking with the basketball. You've got to sell your fake. And that time, Hastings sold his fake, and then he got into the lane and was able to get the basket.
That's 10 for Hastings. Indiana down 1.
You see a lot of guys running around faking, but they don't sell the fake. He sold it pretty good.
Northwestern up 1. They've led almost the entire ballgame. Open is Molnar. Molnar rimming. Rebound, Dane Fight.
All right, now the shots that were going down earlier are not starting to go down right now. They're going to have to get Eschmeyer back in probably quicker than they want to go inside.
Indiana hasn't led since they were up 5-4 in the early moments. They've got a chance with a hoop here to take the lead.
Boy, Hastings good with the basketball. He really is good with the ball.
8 on the shot clock. This is Recker getting the screen. Recker popping for 3.
Well, that's a big shot for Indiana.
Their biggest lead. Their 3rd lead. And O'Neal calls his 4th timeout.
Boy, that was a bigs for Luke Recker.
Luke Recker with a huge 3-pointer from the top of the key, giving Indiana its biggest lead at 2. 4 personal fouls, and Northwestern has 1 timeout left. 5:10 to play. Indiana with its biggest lead, 59-57. Indiana with a win here would go to 6-6 in the Big Ten. With Steve Yoder, this is Tom Hamilton from Evanston. As you look at the foul situation, neither team in trouble, and now a turnover on Northwestern. But boy, timeouts could be a factor here down the stretch.
Well, no question. Tavares Hardy there just took an extra step and traveled.
And that comes after a timeout.
Yeah.
The 11th turnover on Northwestern. 5 minutes to play. Indiana leading by 2. Luke Jimenez with the ball. Haven't seen much of him today. Michael Lewis still hasn't played. Northwestern forces the turnover.
Good steal.
10 turnovers on the Hoosiers. And Bob Knight just puts his hands to his head as if to say, why do I have to look at that?
Well, when you got a possession, you need to get a shot. Every possession, you can't turn the ball over.
Newman, he's cooled off. Eschmeyer just has not had many touches. He has it now, and he scores.
Indiana's defense has been pretty stingy up to that point right there. But that's what Northwestern has to do. That's when they're successful. Putting it inside, giving Eschmeyer a chance to score or pass out of the double team.
12 points, 12 rebounds for Eschmeyer. Do you go right after him offensively if you're Indiana, Coach?
Well, I think you have to, because Hastings is pretty good in there with moves, and you got to honor him if he catches the ball. So I think you got to go right at him.
This is Guyton on the float. Guyton had it, came back out. His ball literally does float. You hardly see any rotation.
It's like a knuckleball.
59-59, 3:45 to play.
Got to get it over on the wing where you can dump it inside.
Hardy's open. He'll pass that one up.
See, they're playing halfway between the ball and Eschmeyer.
He missed. Rebound loose. Hardy had a hand on it. Hardy has it. Hardy the kick out. Does it go into the hands of the Wildcats? It does. Laporte. Skip past Bonner. Newman penetrating. Newman dishing. Hardy once, twice, and a foul inside. Let's see who's whistled. It'll go against Larry Richardson, a holding foul.
Boy, Newman did a great job there, Tom. Driving it right down the lane, giving it up to Hardy, and then they got the foul.
Larry Richardson has fouled out of this game with 8 points.
Here it is. There's the drive, and there's a nice pass. Good job by Northwestern.
That means Larry Washington will be coming in, a 6'7" junior out of San Jose, as Richardson leaves. 59-59, 3:12 to play. A beauty here from Evanston.
Now, fouls are going to be critical now. You're going to have to make them when you get your opportunities. You're almost under 3 minutes, and this is when free throws become critical for both teams.
Lynn Washington, 4 points, 3 rebounds a game this year. And we've got a timeout. 3:12 to play. Evan Eschmeyer, 12 points, 12 rebounds. but he's been held to just this basket here in the second half. Tied at 59, 3:12 to play. Evan Eschmeyer, certainly a top candidate for Big Ten Player of the Year. 21 points, 11 rebounds a game, leading so many categories in the Big Ten. Today against Indiana, he's had another double-double, but Indiana has not let him go wild, as he's been limited to just one shot in the second half. 12 points, 12 rebounds for Evan Eschmeyer.
Well, the game is tied. Right now, this boils down to a 3-minute game for both teams. So Eschmeyer can start over.
Yep.
This game's nothing up to this point. Now it's tied. It's a 3-minute game.
Now remember, Eschmeyer does have 4 personal fouls. Lepore driving. Bonner back to Lepore, wide open. Missed the 3. Eschmeyer had it. Oh, boy, belongs to Northwestern. Bob Knight said he was all over the back.
They were both going for the ball, and from Bob's angle, you could see Eschmeyer coming over Hastings' back.
Oh, that could have been number 5.
Yep.
Northwestern dodges a bullet. Hoosiers played a lot of matchup zone here in the second half.
Well, that's what it appears like. They've done a nice job on their defense this second half. They really have.
15 on the shot clock.
They're not guarding Molnar out there. They're not going to guard him.
2 guys on Eschmeyer, even when he doesn't have the ball. Lepore for 3.
Big shot. Wow. Oh, you got to give the kid credit. He missed one before, but he comes right back, Tom, and takes the shot.
These freshmen for Northwestern are not ordinary, are they?
Well, they're really not.
3-point Northwestern lead, 2:05 to play in front of a rabid crowd. Hastings. This is Guyton. 15 on the shot clock.
A.J. wants to take it to the basket, gives it up.
Recker wide open, and we are tied.
Tied again.
Luke Recker.
Nice patience on the part of Indiana. Waiting for Recker to break open from underneath off a couple screens. Guyton got him the ball right on the money.
Recker with 21 today and 28 in the first meeting against Northwestern.
Well, Hastings doing a pretty good job on Eschmeyer right now inside. He's making contact with him before he can make a cut.
Lepore from NBA range. Air ball. Molnar the save into the hands of the Hoosiers. Game tied at 62, 1:12 to play. Northwestern 1 timeout left. Indiana has 4 left.
Well, they're going to show patience here and make sure they get a good shot.
Possession arrow favors the Hoosiers with a minute to go from Evanston.
Really got to defend Recker and Guyton in these situations right here.
12 on the shot clock.
Guyton's going to take it himself.
For 3. Too strong. Rebound, Recker. Blocked inside by Molnar. And Bob Knight is going ballistic.
Big block that time by Molnar.
He thought there was a foul on Eschmeyer. This game tied. Northwestern uses its final timeout. What a beauty from Evanston. 27 seconds left. Bob Knight is dismayed at the last turn of events. We'll be right back for the finish. Back at Welsh Ryan Arena, this game deadlocked at 62. Northwestern does not have any timeouts remaining. Bob Knight didn't like the no call on this offensive series.
A lot of activity here. It didn't look like he hit him there.
Now, the great thing about this veteran crew of officials here today, they're letting the kids decide this one.
Yeah, they really are. And the kids have done a great job, both teams. They've both played hard. They've come back when they've had to. They've made big plays. And I'll tell you what, the best laid plans right now by Northwestern sometimes go astray in these last-minute situations. 27 seconds, Tom, 62-60. They're taking the ball out of bounds. And Indiana's trying to decide right now what Northwestern's going to do.
Now, no timeouts remain for Northwestern. Bob Knight still hasn't used them. There are 27 seconds left in the game. 23 seconds in the shot clock. So even if they run it right down to the end, there's a 4-second difference, and we have the officials over here right now. What, gentlemen?
We think there's a difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
They're asking Guys, they're asking in the truck, can you take us back to the block shot? Guys, they need you at the other monitor. On the other side.
Timeout coordinator.
All right, we had the officials coming over here asking about the factor on the shot clock and the difference in the game clock, so they want to go back to the last sequence.
Man, I've never had an official ask me anything, Tom.
Unless they were escorting you off the bench.
Unless they were trying to show me where to go or tell me where to go.
This game tied at 62.
Well, if I'm Northwestern here, I've got to bring the ball in bounds, and I'll tell you, I've got to get the ball into Eschmeyer, but I've got to be careful because I got 27 seconds to do it. I can either decide to run the shot clock down and take the last second shot to win the game, or I can take it to him and just be natural, play in the flow of the game. If he gets a shot, take it, and give Indiana an opportunity to tie the game if I score or not. You've got to make, those are the kind of decisions that have to be made at this point. Do I shoot it quick? Do I run the shot clock down? I'll tell you what happens a lot of times. You run the shot clock down, and in a scramble situation by the defense, and Indiana will be scrambling, put pressure, they'll lose the ball.
All right, let's take it now back to the Big Ten studios, and here's your host, Mike Gleason. Michael? Mike, the officials are checking out the difference in what it should be, the shot clock and the game clock. That's what the confusion is. There are 27.4 seconds left in the game. The shot clock currently shows 23, but they are probably going to drop that down to about 14 on the shot clock, which really changes the strategy.
No question. It really does, because Indiana's going to get the ball back. And I'm just surprised down towards the end of the game like this that something like this happens, because once again you've got something that's changing momentum of a game. And
these kids now have really sat out for a good 5 minutes, I would guesstimate.
Well, it's been close to that, but it's just a little bit of confusion here. They've got to get it changed. They've got to get it fixed. I'm surprised it got into this.
All righty, right now, while we got an opportunity, let's check out our best play of the game. It's brought to you by Advanced Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
Boy, a huge basket here. Nice play, nice block. And the key was the block.
The Advanced Auto Parts play of the game. They're having problems with the shot clock. Remember, we had trouble earlier in the game with the shot clock. So Kevin O'Neill and Bob Knight have obviously been able to break it down to the most minute detail as to what they want to do now with their kids. There should be no confusion. 14 seconds on the shot clock, 27 seconds on the game clock.
There we go. So Northwestern doesn't have a lot of time here, Tom, and they're going to have to put the ball into Eschmeyer. If he gets doubled, he's going to look for one of these guys on the perimeter. You got Newman out here, and you got Lepore out here, and probably Tavares Hardy's going to be down on the baseline.
Yeah, it's interesting that if the game clock had 40 seconds left when they missed the shot, you would think that would put the shot clock difference at about 5 seconds, not 13.
Well, they've got me so confused right now the way they've approached the thing that I think they're probably right. If what they said when they looked at the picture here, there was 41 seconds, and then they subtract the 27 seconds from that, they've got 14, and that's they're right where they are. But whether they want to, you've got O'Neill over there that wants more time, and you can understand that.
Let's check the Big Ten standings. Michigan State still has lost only one. They just have really turned it up to another level. Ohio State and Wisconsin neck and neck for number 2 in the league, with Iowa close behind, and then 5 schools, starting with Northwestern, or starting actually with Iowa, 5 schools within 1 game of each other. So the importance of this game cannot be exaggerated. Northwestern, with an RPI index of 33, feels they've got to win this game today and hold court at home to get into the NCAA tournament. And Bob Knight's club can't afford to lose too many more.
No, that's right. In the Big Ten, no conference has ever, Tom, gotten 8 teams in the NCAA tournament.
They changed the shot clock to 21, and that makes more sense because That's a 6-second difference, which takes us back to before when the shot was blocked. There was about 4 seconds left.
Give Kevin O'Neill a lot of credit for that, because he stuck right with it over there.
In any case, Northwestern with the ball, 15 on the shot clock, 20 on the game clock. There's about almost a 6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. 6 on the shot clock. Newman has to hurry. Newman driving. Newman missing. Rebound Haston with 7 seconds left. Guyton has to hurry.
Well, it's not coming out of his hands.
Guyton with 3. Tied up by Newman. We've got overtime.
Oh, it was a great job by Newman. Guyton ran right into him, and Newman just grabbed the ball. Good play by a young freshman kid.
Wow. So 5 more minutes, and this crowd deserves it. It's been a beauty. 62-62. We've got the overtime as David Newman stripped A.J. Guyton to force overtime. Indiana going overtime for the 6th time this season, the most in school history. They lost in overtime to Purdue on Tuesday night. They have played in overtime in 4 out of their last 5 games.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if Eschmeyer can play 5 minutes without picking up that 5th foul.
Yes, you're right, Steve. It's Newman, Hardy, Lepore, Bonner, and Eschmeyer for Northwestern. Guyton, Recker, Fife, Washington, and Haston for Indiana. Richardson is fouled out for the Hoosiers.
There's still not a lot of movement. Now there's more movement there, finally, for Northwestern.
And we have an offensive foul called on David Newman.
Yeah, he used his his right arm to push off there and got the foul called. He's not a real good penetrating guy anyway. There you see the left arm, or the right arm coming out, just pushing him off.
Second foul on Newman. Neither team in the bonus yet. By the way, when you play 5 extra minutes like this, you pick up 1 more timeout. Driving is Washington. Can't finish. Look at Fife's scrap. This is Haston with a fake over Eschmeyer. Short, Lepore. Good block out by the freshman out of St. Ed's.
Nice save by Steve Lepore down on the baseline.
Northwestern trying to beat Indiana for the first time in 11 years. Trying to stop a 20-game losing streak against the Hoosiers. And we are tied at 62 with 4 minutes to play. Overtime from Welsh Ryan Arena.
Indiana's defense has really had Northwestern a little bit confused this last part of the second half.
Newman traveled. So Newman has turned it over on both possessions.
You're right, Tom. I mean, they're forcing him to do something that he's really not used to doing. He's a small player, a good handler, but he gets in here with bigger players, and then you just going to see him shuffle his feet.
Came to the jump stop, but then just couldn't stop.
Yeah.
So Indiana with a chance to take the lead. The Hoosiers have never led by more than 2 points. And their leads have only been on 3 different occasions. Twice early in the game, once this second half. Guyton spinning on Bonner, doubled up. Kick out to Recker with 10 on the shot clock. Recker driving, Recker missing. Rebound Washington.
Big rebound. Big play by Washington.
His first 2 points today. And Lynn Washington gives Indiana a 2-point advantage in overtime. Eschmeyer just can't get free of the double team.
Too much standing. There's just way too much standing. They've got to get some body movement into this. Too easy to defend people who stand.
12 on the shot clock. Eschmeyer can't even touch the ball. Newman tough, fade away. Newman missing badly. Eschmeyer couldn't save it.
See, you're not going to get the ball to Eschmeyer unless you take it to the wing. And they haven't done that. They're forcing to take shots. They're taking shots outside, and they need to take it to the wing and try to knock it inside.
Evan Eschmeyer, playing with the 4 personals, has another double-double, but he has taken 1 shot in the second half.
Got to credit Indiana's defense for a lot of that.
Recker against Eschmeyer, tied up. Eschmeyer stripped him of the ball. Hardy came up with it. Wildcats with another big defensive stand.
Kevin O'Neill's trying to get his players' attention here, and he doesn't want to use his last timeout just yet with 2 minutes to go in the game in a 64-62 game. So he's trying to get some movement. He knows he's got to get the ball to Eschmeyer.
Lepore passing it up. Everybody a little tentative now for Northwestern. Hooked by Eschmeyer. Rolls out of there. Indiana controls with freshman Dane Fife bringing it up. Hoosiers by 2.
Eschmeyer got the shot. Tommy just couldn't get it down.
2 shots in the second half for Eschmeyer. Nice dump down low. This is Haston. Fouling out is Evan Eschmeyer.
He sold the fake, and Eschmeyer took it and got the 5th foul. Good pass inside by Recker. Haston with the fake, got him up. Terrific job by the young freshman. I really, really like Haston. If he gets a little stronger, he's going to be a handful in this league.
And Eschmeyer out of the ball game with 12 points, 14 rebounds, but only 2 shots in the second half. As Indiana, dead last in Big Ten play defensively, today really took it to another level defensively and corralling Eschmeyer.
Really been impressed with their second half defense. Has really been impressed with the end.
1:40 to play in overtime. As you look elsewhere around college basketball, oh my, is Auburn for real?
They sure are. They definitely are. They're looking for a #1 seed right now.
Well, Northwestern's been very tentative offensively in the overtime period, and now without Eschmeyer, you have to wonder. At the line is Kirk Haston, a 67% free throw shooter, a redshirt freshman. Indiana with its biggest lead, 2 points, 64-62. Haston 10 points, 9 rebounds today off the bench, and he missed badly. Indiana has not been a good free throw shooting team this season, and in the last 2 games they've been horrid.
Yeah, that's very unusual for a Bob Knight coach team to be as poor at the free throw line as this particular team has been. But they played terrific today, the second half, hanging in here.
Today IU is 12 of 15 at the charity stripe, so they've turned that around because Luke Recker's done most of the free throw shooting. Bob Knight looking for career win number 739. Haston got a big one there. A 3-point Indiana lead, their biggest of the day.
Well, a lot of time Northwestern needs to get a good shot. There's no hurry to take a 3.
Skip pass to Wink, and it almost skipped into the seats.
They've got to score is what they have to do here. It doesn't have to be a 3. There's a lot of time.
Now Indiana going more to a man with Eschmeyer out of the game. They've started to almost trap here, and they have. 10 on the shot clock.
You want to get a good shot.
This is Wink, tough floater. And Indiana has the basketball, or do they? It belongs to the Wildcats after a scrum in front of the Northwestern bench.
Yeah, that shows the intensity that's still involved in this basketball game right down to the end. You're going to see it here. There's the shot. Comes off. It looks like Indiana's going to come up with it, but they don't, and it goes out of bounds to Northwestern.
Fresh 35 for the Wildcats. Newman handles the inbounds. We near the 1-minute mark here in overtime. Northwestern down 3, has not scored in this overtime. Indiana has outscored the Wildcats 3-zip in this extra session.
Well, Indiana's defense right now is good, solid position defense.
Bonner with a left hand, missed badly. And the rebound yanked out of there by Luke Recker. And now Indiana in control. And Northwestern may be forced to foul. And Bonner fouls Guyton. And that'll be a 1-and-1 coming up for A.J. Guyton, a terrific free throw shooter.
Well, he's running out of time, so he felt like he had to make the foul, get the clock stopped so that they can go to the line. Even if they score here, they can come right down and score back and maybe get a steal on the inbounds pass or something. But he felt like he couldn't let him run time off the clock, which is probably a good idea.
Guyton 0 for 2 at the line today, but he's normally deadly. A.J. Guyton gives Indiana a 2-possession lead. 19 for Guyton. Record game high with 21.
Well, Guyton and Recker, that's Indiana offensively. When those two are playing, and they're playing pretty well today, they're tough to beat.
Northwestern needs somebody to step up. Down 5 with 35 seconds left. Newman picked the dribble up a little soon.
Yep, you're right. Don't pick your dribble up when you're out in front.
Newman Too strong. Rebound, Recker. Newman got a hand on it. Lepore lost it. Look at everybody all over the place. Hoosiers have it. Jimenez fouled by Lepore. 1-1 coming up the other way with 19 seconds remaining.
Boy, this was just a lot of energy being spent here. Got knocked away. They tried to come up with it, had it there, but it took kind of a bounce towards Fife, or towards Recker. Indiana gets the ball back.
Jimenez, a 46% free throw shooter. He doesn't get there very often, and he almost airballed it. Northwestern's ball, 18 seconds left, down 5. They can't take their time now.
No, they can't.
Newman for 3, short. Indiana's basketball, and Indiana is about to escape with another win in Evanston as Wink forced to foul Guyton.
Well, I got to tell you, Tom, and you saw it, that was a great effort the second half by Indiana.
Yep.
I mean, defensively, they bottled up Eschmeyer, playing what appeared to be a matchup zone, getting some extra help towards Eschmeyer. He never could get the ball.
A.J. Guyton will shoot a pair. Indiana by 5, 6 seconds left. Northwestern led by 4 at halftime, but Evan Eschmeyer got 2 shots off in the second half and fouled out in the overtime session. Remember, Northwestern has yet to score a point here in overtime.
Well, they've been forced to take some really bad shots, some deep shots, and they just didn't have an inside threat. And that's the problem, because they rely on Eschmeyer.
A.J. Guyton with 22, Recker with 21, Bonner missing, and Northwestern gets shut out in overtime as Bob Knight's Hoosiers in overtime beat Northwestern 69-62 as we check out the BMW ultimate drive of the game when Kirk Haston was able to get Evan Eschmeyer out of this game.
Well, the freshman is going to get a pass here, and he attacks the 6th-year player, and it's a great, great job by the freshman.
So a dandy here from Evanston as the Indiana Hoosiers in overtime able to outlast Northwestern to the Big Ten studios and Mike Gleason.
All right, thanks a lot, Tom. That's going to wrap up a most interesting day on the Big Ten Network. The jockeying for an invitation to the big dance continues in the Big Ten. Thanks for spending a part of your Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you back here next week because the battles continue right here on the Big Ten.
We'll select our sub of the game, review the final stats, and